And I will call order the January 30th meeting of the HVAC IAQ Building Committee. We'll stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Joe is not with us this morning, so just Rodney and I. Rodney, you want to make a motion to approve the minutes?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of January 16th, 2026 as written.
I'll second the motion. Any discussion, modifications?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Thank you. Okay. Project updates, phase one. We'll switch over to the.
Let me go. Yeah, I'm grabbing the screen. Go over to my little log. I'll drive it. Yep. I mean, there's not much from last week because pretty much the main things are the roof work we have left. So can you guys see the screen?
Yep. Can you
Everything
enlarge
good
it a little bit?
Yeah.
resolution-wise? Yeah, sure.
Define
Better?
see the screen. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. Comes with a couple extra bonuses there. Okay, so I mean, at Woods, we're still kind of in the same place as we were. We have the items left on the roof, which just are buried under snow and ice at the moment, and we're working to try to deal with young developers and the weather. But other than that, in the school, we are squared away. As of last week, we had finished the crossover ladders. There is the RFI that's out about the grounding that I don't believe we received yet. I need to double check our Procore system and see if that came back. So I'll look into that one. Over at North Stratfield, same condition with the roof. Pretty much only roof work is left. That's basically punch list stuff from SPA and some BL items that we're trying to juggle with the weather. Osborne Hill, we have a couple open work items here. So mill work for the main office, I did get an update. That work, the new cabinetry and stuff is finishing up today in their shop. We're looking to get it installed over February break at this point, since the school has been functioning without it. We just figured that it'll be less invasive to do it on one of the days, obviously, when there's no students and staff. So right now we're targeting February break to come in and get that work swapped out. Door 160 has still been tracking for April break. Mark S, I did get some pricing in yesterday, so we're going to review that internally, and then I'll share that with you prior to, releasing them or sending them on SCO. Osborne Hill as well, same thing with punch list. We have, I think, one or two items that are on the roof that are just frozen at the moment with the snow. As far as the commissioning and tab, there was supposed to be another tab visit on the 19th of January that was held off due to a pricing discrepancy between Van Zelm and Wings. I know Mark S is working on that. So once that is balanced out, no pun intended, and gotten back to you guys for approval, we'll reschedule Wings to come out and do their final check, which should give us the 100% for the heating side of all this commissioning and tap balancing. We do have another update. We'll have Van Zelm, our PM, was on vacation this past week, so we did not get updates from him this past Tuesday, but we will be on the call with him this coming Tuesday, and we'll get a fresh set of updates. So I can circulate some stuff to you guys since I didn't get an update from this past Tuesday. I'll send a separate email out with kind of his updates as to statuses, because right now at North Stratfield, we're carrying 95% of heating side, and over at Woods, we were at 90%. That should be a little bit higher at this point based on what he's done so far over the past couple weeks. So I will provide that separately next week. That's all I have for the initial phase one schools as far as update. I can segue into Tomlinson unless anyone has any questions on phase one.
I'd like to jump in
Go ahead.
we did get the wings proposal, but Van Zelm is reviewing it and they've got to add their markup to it. I told them prior to the last meeting that I needed the markup and have not received it. That's why it's not in front of you today.
With the roofing work, Tim, do we have any concerns of, well, that's it. Yes. Do we have any additional concerns with Young's availability as this continues on into, because we're talking now, if we're saying we have to wait for the cold and the freeze and the snow, we're talking, I guess, optimistically mid to late February, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, they're, they're, as far as manpower availability, I mean, they have work that we know they have work ongoing. They're working with us in Norwalk High as well. So as far as manpower and availability, they're kind of stuck at all locations right now due to the weather. So, I think it's, to try to answer your question as accurately as possible. I mean, we're going to have to kind of wait and see what happens with the weather, and if we're able to get them out there quicker, because maybe the snow at our schools clears quicker for whatever reason, we can juggle that. But I think it's going to be, we're just kind of on hold with everybody because
Tim,
of
do you want me to jump in here?
Yeah, if you want, Mark.
So I guess the better question is, how many days do you think they have of a crew of like 2 or 3 left on each school? Well, sounds like to me, based on the punches, like a day or 2 at each school. Is that a correct statement, Tim? To do
They have
the
a
balance?
day about a day at Osborne, I'd say a couple days at Woods, and there's
Right.
probably closer to a week at North Strathfield, because that's the whole SBA punch list. So
Right.
it's with
So
the new
here's,
roof.
so to give you a better perspective, yes, it's not a ton of work. The problem is, young developers are not they're very low performing sub, and I'll say it, extremely low performing, and we're having challenges, not only us statewide, the unions are having problems with them, other projects are having problems with them, and they're just basically a very low performing subcontractor. Fortunately at Fairfield, they are at 99.9% done. All they have is this punch list, which is a couple of days worth of work, which is, you're talking a small crew. It's nothing major that they have to still complete. Obviously, the weather is making it harder for everybody, for them to go out there and really get the work done. So, and it's not impacting the school functionality, if you will, other than just closing out those items. It's more of a contract closeout item. So fortunately, you're on that end of the spectrum on Fairfield. And we'll continue. We've been exchanging letters with them, formal letters, that is, contractual letters, notifications, putting them on notice. Their bonding companies on notice as well. And not only us, other projects and other contractors are going after their bond too. So they are very low performing. I don't know if they're having problems financially. Fortunately, we've been keeping very close eyes, and we're sitting on a pile of money, of their money, not releasing it until they actually perform and complete the work. So we're sitting on a lot more money, the balance of their contract, than what they have worth left. So you're protected, what I'm trying to say, on your project. So it's just a matter of, do you terminate them and hire somebody else to finish their punch list? That's an option. Or do you, even if I hire somebody else, they're going to go up on the roof and they're going to say, Amar, there's 18 inches of snow on the roof. I can't do anything right now. So so that's kind of where I am with Fairfield. Is I said, all right, I can terminate them, get somebody else and stiff them without back charges, which I'm happy to do. And I've done it before. Or do we just wait until the weather breaks, hopefully soon, and we can just get them to finish their stuff and then settle up with them? But just so you know, we are sitting on a lot more balance of contract with them than they're entitled to. So you're protected.
What I
hope
would
that-
do is I would wait until the weather breaks,
Right,
and if they don't perform,
right.
then we get rid of them.
Exactly. And that's my game plan for Fairfield. 100% agree with you, is that we're almost there. That's why. So, and nothing that they have remaining is really of any detriment to the building.
Right.
It's all minor closeout punch list items. So, but again, I'm sitting on a pile of their contract amount. So at least we're being very cautious with them.
Well, it's their money, but it's also, everybody else's money too that's spending time
Agreed. Yeah. I mean, that's fortunately for our purposes, we have Tomlinson that we're able to kind of share staff. Otherwise, I would back charge them for my time and my staff time too.
Yeah. I mean,
But so that's kind of where we are. We just be patient with us a little bit longer, and we'll just update you as more information coming.
Amar, do
Hopefully.
we have their materials?
Yeah, no, material wise, I think we're 100%, correct me if I'm wrong. Tim.
Just in case if we bring somebody else in, they don't have to match
Yeah.
metals.
And I'm not worried. Like I said, even if we're missing a couple of pieces of brake metal or whatnot, they're just going to end up eating it. We'll back charge them for them. There's nothing there with any significant lead time. Everything is reasonably available. If there's material even missing, I don't think we're missing any material, Tim, are we?
I mean, we might need some more brake metal, Amar, because
But
they
like
only
I
brought
said,
out.
it's
Yeah, but that's minor, like fabrication. You're talking about a week or
Right.
so of fabrication for that.
Right.
So
I
yeah,
was thinking more aesthetics. Surprise,
Yeah.
surprise. But
no, I think, like
brake
I
metal
said,
wouldn't match up.
the biggest thing would be like we'll have to go to the manufacturer, whoever it is, C-Plast, whoever it is, we have to obtain the warranty for the town if we end up defaulting or terminating them.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well, we won't cross that bridge yet then. And
Yep.
hopefully we won't get any ice dam issues,
Hopefully. Yep.
roof leaks next month. Okay, thank you, Tim. Any questions,
Yep.
Rodney, on phase one work?
no, I'm good.
Okay, so phase two, Tomlinson. We were
Is there
gearing up
any-
to start.
Sorry, Tim, really quick, Sal, is there any
That's okay.
updates on, I assume there's no updates on Ward Fitzhouse?
I'm having a meeting. Adam Tooling and I are having a meeting, a virtual meeting with the town attorney's associate later this morning.
Okay, thank you.
Is the
So
system
nothing
up
else
and
to
running,
report.
Sal?
System's up and running, yes.
The town is working out the payment schedule and agreements on that front.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, sorry, Tim, pressing on.
No, it's all good. So Tomlinson, I know you and I walked at Jeff the other day. So we were going to start work on the main gym next week, the 3rd, but Anthony, the principal, came to me, and Tomlinson's basketball team is doing better than expected. So they're going to be needing the gym for the next couple of weeks. So we pushed our start to 2/23, which is fine with our schedule. There's no concerns there for the main gym. But we will be starting that sequence on the Monday, the 23rd. So I know I was giving you guys updates the last call that we were starting early February. We're pushing for the school to accommodate them, which doesn't hurt our project schedule, and we'll start there. So I'll have more updates in the next couple of weeks once we get going. But that'll be our main gym sequence, and then that'll kind of push us right into like the April break area, where we're going to do some more work with the gas piping and a few other things as we prep for the summer push, which will now be June 12th with the snow day. So yeah, as far as Tomlinson, everything's going well here. Schedule is intact. Anthony's been great to work alongside with, and been very cooperative. So we're good.
Okay. Rodney, any questions on Tomlinson?
No, sir.
All right. Mark, you want to take back over the screen?
Yep. Pending contingency log. We do have, I added the ATP for the grounding. I threw a wag at it at 2,000 per grounding per access platform. So there is spread it across. We do have, and basically that is it. I also with Woods moved, while we're here. Also put the fire alarm in there as well. I had it as a deferrable. Did move it back just to show you the financials if we take this work on. we are still in good financial status with Woods.
Okay, so that's 4,000 at Woods, and what's the numbers at the other two schools for the grounding?
I had 8,000 at North Stratfield at 2,000 per access platform and 2,000 at Osborne.
Thank you.
Mark, did you, can you scroll back to, was it,
Woods?
Woods? And the 372,000, it's actually probably going to be more than that. And we were discussing that last night.
Yep.
Um,
That is the quote on the proposal right now. I could probably add another line item and bump it up. If we take this work on, I'll add more to it. As the other work involved.
Well, I don't disagree. What is the perspective of the increase? Non-scoped pieces, such as ceiling tiles?
yeah.
Yeah.
And just a contingency as far as, when you open that stuff up, what the hell are they going to find? Yeah.
What assumptions did they make, and does it come to fruition when they actually construct it?
Right.
Okay. All right.
I guess we'll hold it for now and then we'll make a decision later.
Yeah, I guess to finish that topic, so just to put it out there, so I have made a request for the Board of Selectmen to modify the scope of the project, the charter of the committee. There we go. The charter of the committee to include that work. That's going to be put on the agenda today for Tuesday's meeting. I believe it's Tuesday, their meeting. So that should be official on our plate, Rodney, on Tuesday.
I saw that.
And then we can proceed. And speaking to Angelus, that work, the 15th should be adequate. That's our next meeting is the 15th. So we have an option of approving the work, approving the ATP today with the contingency of Board of Selectmen approval, or we can defer to the 15th, and that should still put us on an adequate timeline.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. I guess we're there.
Yeah, I think.
I would prefer to defer it until we have a full members, all members. That's just my thought.
Well, hopefully Joe can make the next meeting. Yeah, no, that's fine. And hopefully Joe can make the next meeting. It will become we will start getting pushed against the wall at the next meeting, according to Angelus, based on his needs to get the equipment ordered and in hand. The fire marshal would like all of the equipment in the town's possession prior to approval of the work, so that there's no, understandably, they don't want to start the work and then not be able to finish it and have an unprotected school due to a $20 missing piece or something. $2,000 missing piece doesn't really matter cost. Okay, so that's the fire alarm system update for Woods. Any other comments in that, Mark, Rodney, anybody?
No.
All right, so moving on to ATPs.
We have two of them. Both of them are unused credit or unused allowance credits coming back. Both for owner allowance 3 for Woods and North Stratfield, and they both are repairs of the existing flooring. At Woods, it's a credit of $3,742, and at North Stratfield, it is $3,235.
Okay. Any questions on that, Rodney? In our practice,
Nope.
we don't have to approve, we don't need to approve money coming back in, so we'll just,
Keep it coming.
hang on, okay. Keep it coming, exactly right. All right. On to invoices.
Well,
I don't
no,
believe there are any.
got a few proposals here. We already covered one with the fire alarm. This is Van Zelm's commissioning for Tomlinson. This was it back in December? They provided a proposal that had escalation on it that was beyond standard. Because the original RFP they submitted proposals for all three school, well, probably 8 or 9 schools. And it should be just a simple escalation from bid time to when the work actually happens. They did have some turnover at Van Zelm. The commissioning lead left. The person that took over for him did the last proposal and didn't understand what the original guy did and what he took into account. He went back and figured it out and came back. In the packet I put the original and the first escalation, and this is the second escalation. It is $60,552, and that's escalated from, I believe, close to 53,000 from their RFP.
Okay, so just intent of the committee was to have Van Zelm be the commissioning agent and not go to bid. The price had come back in too high. We made a fork in the road to say that we either had to get the price back in line or we were going to work with Adam to go to bid, and they have brought the price back in line. So I guess I'll make a motion to accept Van Zelm as the commissioning agent for Tomlinson based on the supplied proposal and cost escalation.
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
Yeah, Mark, is the 6552, is that within budget?
I believe it's 500 over, so I will transfer some money.
That's it.
All right, hearing no more question, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Excuse me. Okay. Thank you, Rodney. Thank you, Mark.
Well, RTU 19, or we got pricing from Air Plus late yesterday afternoon. I put it in the folder this morning. I didn't even notify you guys that it was there because I know it was this morning. Just to give you an update, they did provide. I'm not going to look for an approval on this because there is a lot of information. They did provide the product data for the units that they initially proposed, and then they provided the product data for this quote here. They did provide us a second quote for higher efficiency. It ends up being about $16,000 more.
The 16,000
Yeah.
mark is across the 3 RTUs, replacement of
Yes.
all 3?
Yeah, total.
So just for the record, the context, RTU 19, an existing RTU failed. It was an older unit, parts could not be procured for the unit, so it was in need of replacement. Review found that there was 2 other age and make, so the proposal was to replace those 3 units. Is the the town's vendor for repair work on existing units. And the quote for the work was a little ambiguous, in my opinion, at first. So I was asking for more clarity of what we were buying.
So for the
That's
three
catch up with
RTUs,
where we are.
yeah, the three RTUs plus installation
Yep.
is 66K.
Yes.
Okay.
Mark, that 66 was that's the original, right?
That's the original quote. Did not include control. Well, the only controls they included was a thermostat, a single thermostat that wasn't tied into a BMS for each unit, drop down into the space, and any fire alarm work.
But the 86 includes all that, or whatever the
82, yes.
82.
Well, no, includes the higher efficiency units. Same exclusions.
My concern, Rodney, was that I didn't have appreciation for what we were being sold, other than it. So I didn't have appreciation for what I can't read that, but the GD blah 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 model number was, and was there a better unit for an incremental cost? I still have concerns about everything else we've been using is train based, and this I believe is an American standard.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm making a mountain out of a molehill, but I do raise that question of, do we want to go with an American standard product line when everything else is train from a supportability perspective?
Yeah,
I know that they're same parent company. I don't know how differentiated the product lines become from a support standpoint. So I
Yeah,
do raise that question.
well, that's a good point. I don't know either whether they're a parent sibling company. But it would make sense to go with Train just for compatibility and ease of maintenance. But I don't know.
Just for my opinion, American Standard is the cheaper subsidiary of Train. I consider them inferior.
Inferior?
Yes. Yeah, they're not the same quality as Train. They're meant to be a lower price point, which is fine. It's
No, but that's so.
you know,
So another way of
you
saying
have
that,
to
Jesse,
take cost into
if
account.
you
But
if you had been asked to spec this work out from a mechanical perspective, you would have spec'd out a Train unit, not an American Standard.
yes, from the design side, Train and companies like that have sales reps who help us with these selections, make sure we have all the options and accessories we need. American Standard doesn't have sales reps. So that they're just really, they market just contractors. It's more of a market for like what you have here, replacement RTUs versus, designing and installing new ones. So
Sal dropped off my list. Is Sal
it's
still on?
it's tough. It's tough to quantify exactly what that means. That it's a, less
Yes, I'm
quality,
still on.
cheaper version.
Sal, do you, from a supportability perspective, is there any concerns on American Standard versus Train? Has that traditionally been, does the crew, or do you just subcontract this
Could
out?
we support it? Yes, we could support it. I mean, new equipment, you always could, you should always be able to get the parts. You always should be able to get tech support. Our mechanics are, way out there in experience. I would say 35 years plus experience in the field, working on equipment. So I would not have a challenge or concern that we would be able to support and maintain the new piece of equipment.
I guess my ask would be, Mark, to get, I can't read your screen and it's irrelevant, doesn't matter. But you could work with AirPlus and get the pricing from a Train unit of, I guess, a medium and high. I don't know what the other than 4 ton and 4.5 ton, we know that is the need, but I don't know what the differentiation would be from a proposal.
Who's gonna who's gonna do the work for the BMS interface?
We'll get ABS, who is the controls contractor in the building.
All right.
That'll be
We're-
another cost.
We're gonna need, before we approve anything, I want to see the entire cost of installation of these 3 units. Soup to nuts. I know it's going to be different companies, but I want to know what we're getting into.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Agreed. And you fire.
Yes,
What would be would that be would that be part of ABS's work as well? Or is that a third contractor?
that'd be a third contractor.
Okay.
Can we get that done before the 15th?
I'll get on the horn today and get the ball rolling with them and make sure that we have the information.
Right.
Thank you. Okay.
And then lastly, the gym equipment, just to give you some perspective. Where did they go? All right. In Project Adventure at Woods, as part of the project, installed all the black ductwork. They had an existing, I'll call a ropes course with various pieces of equipment in there. Ductwork interrupted or goes right through it. School or the FPS had the existing gym equipment inspected. They came back that it's with the new ductwork, the gym equipment is unusable. And there's two of the pieces that are beyond their life expectancy, and if they move, you could move it, but they couldn't certify it. There's two other pieces that could be moved and recertified. So this is they provided a quote to FPS to install the new setup in the gym at a cost of $15,842.
Okay. Guess what needs to happen is I'll make a motion to approve $15,842.73 to be spent on the project, excuse me, adventure work at Woods to bring it up to code and usability.
I'll second.
Okay. Further discussion?
Yeah, I just want to put on the I have a problem with providing an upgrade to a system that it's outdated.
From a scope of the project perspective, Rodney.
That's correct. But
Is the upgrade material pure upgrade, or is it upgrade in the context of it would have to be replaced and therefore it's being upgraded? Or are these just sort of add-ons?
my understanding is that it's not certified and it can't be certified because it's old.
Right.
Well, it would be my understanding. It'd be grandfathered in if the ductwork did not go through it. but but to move it, it's not certifiable to move it.
That makes
You couldn't-
absolutely no sense.
You couldn't well, there's pieces of equipment that you could move within a space within the school and recertify it. But I believe there's the two top pieces you could not move and have it recertified. They would not recertify it. The other two,
Why couldn't they recertify it?
that I don't know. I'd be speculating if
So if I understand correctly, you're saying if it stayed in place, same location, it would have been recertified, even though it was older.
that is my, yes, that is
Where,
my
but by
understanding.
moving its location, it is rendered safe or
Well,
uncertifiable.
being grandfathered in versus,
That makes absolutely no sense. If it's not going to be certified when you move it from A to B, but if you keep it at A, it's the same age and the same equipment, they're not going to, they can certify it as safe to use. Makes absolutely no sense.
I know what you're saying, Rodney, and I'm not the one that had high five out here. I think I think I can invite Angelus to the next meeting. This is a request that came from FPS for this equipment.
We could get more information on this, Rodney. The point that that Mark's making, it's there are avenues, and it's almost if you want to use an analogy, if you build a building 20 years from now, it's an existing building. Fire marshal comes in and makes a yearly inspection as an existing building. Something might pass, but you renovate that area, be it a door or a exit arrangement. It has to be looked at under new building codes, new fire codes, and it might not comply. So that, if you wanted to move a door, it might not be in compliance with, just making this up as I'm going along, might not meet today's code. And I think that what might be what we have here, but I don't have all the information on this request from Angelus.
That's fine. I'm not going to make any more of a big deal out of this than, but it seems like all of a sudden, we got this pot of money that we can give back to the town, and we're trying to use it for things beyond the scope of our charge. And it's kind of annoying, to be honest with you. So, Jeff, if you want to vote, I'll vote affirmative.
Okay,
Not drag it on.
so I will do that so that the motion open. So all in favor of the spend of the 15,000 and change?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right, so that motion carries. Anything else, Mark?
That is all I had.
Okay, old business. I think we've hit everything that I had in old business. Yeah. New,
Correct.
new business. I have no new business either. Any other new business?
I'm good with new
Once, going
business as well.
twice. Okay. All right, hearing none, I will make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Having a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Thank you, everyone.